Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm Nika, your English teacher, and today we are going to discuss a very interesting question that troubles many language learners. And it sounds the following: how can we effectively memorize new English words so we can actually use them when we speak? Today, I'll share some fantastic strategies that will make this process much smoother and enjoyable for you. So, let's get started. Tip number one is surround yourself with English content. This is definitely the first tip I'd love to mention because even if you attend classes with the teachers twice a week and complete your homework, let's say every day or every second day, it might not be quite enough to get really a grasp or understanding of how language truly works. If you want not only to think in English but also speak it confidently, then you need to dive into English content. For example, you can read books that match your current level. Also, you can watch YouTube videos based on the topics you're interested in. In addition to that, you may enjoy movies, listen to podcasts, and flip through magazines. In this case, you will come across a lot of new words. And the cool thing is that these words will appear in different situations. And this repetition in various contexts actually makes it easier for you to remember those new words. But please keep in mind that learning the language should be enjoyable, so you don't need to push yourself into reading or watching something you aren't interested in. So you need to discover the content that truly sparks your curiosity and keeps you engaged. And when you do this, you will find yourself learning effortlessly without even realizing that you're studying. Imagine this scenario. You're watching a movie or a TV show in its original language, in our case in English, and suddenly a new word pops up on the screen. What do? Of course, you may simply skip it, but if you're interested in expanding your vocabulary, you can quickly use the app called Google Translate in order to translate those new and mysterious words. If you see that the word doesn't seem useful and you are struggling to imagine the situation where you would actually need to use it, in that case, you may feel free to skip it and just forget about it. And in the case, if the word looks cool and useful and it might be used in your spoken English in the future, then you can save it on Google Translate. So for that, you need to press a star button next to the word and it will be saved. After a movie, you might discover that you've collected around 10 to 30 new words and phrases. Of course, if you never open those saved words and phrases, they will obviously never stick in your memory. So I have prepared a couple of useful techniques that might help you out in this case. For example, you may create your Quizlet cards. Quizlet, it's an app and website where you can create flashcards with your new words. The cool thing is that while making the cards, you are already giving those words like extra attention, and you might even remember some of them, some of words and phrases along the way. Quizlet has also got lots of different games that can make learning these words fun. And I love playing these games when I'm waiting in a queue, when I'm traveling somewhere by bus, or having a quick 10-minute break. Here is a clever trick I would like to share. Keep your Quizlet right on your main phone screen and move other apps like Instagram and TikTok a bit further away, because in this case, you are more likely to tap on Quizlet when you're reaching your phone and spend some time, effectively studying new words rather than scrolling Instagram feed or TikTok feed. Beyond Quizlet, you can also write new words down together with translation on a piece of paper. And in addition to that, you can also create sentences with these new words and phrases related to your life just by picturing situations where you would use these words. Let's say if right now I was trying to memorize the phrase feel drained, it means be very tired, I would write it down together with a small dialogue. For example, how are you today? Honestly, after a long working day, I feel drained. Then I would stick this piece of paper with 10 new words in front of a sink in the kitchen because I know that I spend there minimum 10 minutes every day. And while washing dishes, I can stare at those words, repeat them, and I can read also the examples out loud. In your case, you can stick the words also in the kitchen, in the bathroom, then you can also put them on the bedside table near your bed, or even stick those words to your laptop. And you can also use the wallpapers on your phone for remembering new words by heart. So for example, write down the words in your notes and then take a quick screenshot and set this screenshot as your wallpaper. And every time you check your phone, those words will catch your attention. After a couple of days, you may ask someone from your family members or friends to check you, to test you. And if you nail all the words, if you've learned them by heart, then you can start with another piece of paper, another sticker, or another wallpaper with new words. Here I'd like to mention that memorizing new words is important, but what's more important is to repeat those words after some time. And in order to shift those words from short-term memory into long-term memory, you need to repeat them first of all after 3 days, then after a week, after 3 weeks, and after a month. And if those words are still hanging around in your memory after the whole months, then it means that they are pretty much yours forever. Tip number 5, I call practice self-talk. Self-talk is actually an amazing practice if you want to boost your speaking skills. For example, when you are preparing a breakfast, you may talk to yourself about the plans for the day or any challenges that you are facing right now. And while having this self-chat, you will notice the words that you lack and that you are missing in your vocabulary. And when you notice these gaps, you may check some needed words with Google Translate, and this way you will easily integrate them into your vocabulary because those words are connected to your life. I remember when I was getting ready for university in Lithuania, I used to practice self-talk literally every single day. I would stand in front of the mirror, open some questions for a discussion from Google and answer them. And I also made an effort to use the words from my new vocabulary list and say those phrases aloud many times. So this made it easier for me to remember the new words. Yep, I know that talking to yourself might sound funny, but it's a fantastic way to make new words not just like visitors, but permanent residents in your language journey. Self-talk is a helpful technique, but let me introduce to you something even cooler. It's called having a language buddy. You know, it's like having a partner in crime for your language adventure. And here is how it works. So you need to find a friend who is also currently learning English or who is also on the journey of learning English. And together you can have calls and chats every single week. You can learn grammar together or you can learn new words together. For example, you can test each other or discuss various questions about life using new words. And here's the example to show you how it's done. Remember that phrase, feel drained, yeah? Feel very tired. And imagine the situation that right now you are discussing this phrase with your buddy. In this case, you might ask each other different questions about life with this phrase. For example, when was the last time you felt drained? Or do you usually feel drained after work? Now I'm learning Polish, and every time I encounter a new word, I share it with my friend. And then we discuss it, we discuss the situations where we could possibly use this word. We also come up with funny associations, and this way I easily remember those new words. There is another really cool thing that you can do every day is write in a diary. You know, when you write down what happened during the day, all those fun things, big things, and all the other stuff, you might come across new words. And of course, you will look for them, you will translate them, you will write them down. Maybe you will highlight them using colorful markers or colorful pens. And in this case, by doing this, you will easily remember those new words and you will, of course, expand your active vocabulary. No matter actually how many words you are trying to learn each day, if you don't use them, it unfortunately doesn't pay off. So, if English isn't part of your daily routine or professional life, then consider joining speaking clubs and language exchange clubs. These activities offer exceptional opportunity to connect with like-minded people, also engaged in cool and interesting conversations about life and various enjoyable topics, and put into practice the words that you've diligently learned at home. And the more you talk with people, the easier it will be for you to find the right words in your collection of words. Okay, guys, so these are the ideas I wanted to share with you. Remember, it's really helpful to surround yourself with English content because this will help you remember new words quicker and better. And of course, you can also use different things like flashcards and apps. Just make sure to use them regularly so you can see the result. And of course, don't forget to talk to different people as much as you can. This will make it easier for you to use the right words in the conversations. Stay curious, guys, and stay open-minded. If you need any help with your English journey, I'm here to assist you. For example, starting from September, I'll have some courses for different levels. And in addition to that, even right now, I run English speaking clubs every week. You can join any of these, and trust me, you will love learning English this way and you will feel proud of your progress. All the information about courses and speaking clubs is on my Instagram and Telegram. You will find the links in the podcast description. See you there. Let's stay connected and have a wonderful day. Keep in touch, guys. Bye bye. See you soon.